Someone uploaded a video 5 days ago claiming Microsoft activated something called the post-May 20th grid. That video has been spreading. The term post-May 20th grid does not exist in any Microsoft documentation, any official communication, any support page, any regulatory filing, or any verified technology publication anywhere on Earth. It is not a thing. What is a thing, and what Microsoft actually did, quietly, without a press release, without a headline, without a single official announcement, is remove offline Windows activation entirely. Phone activation, gone. Offline product key activation, gone. Internet required. Microsoft account increasingly required. And they did it in December 2025 while everyone was watching end-of-support headlines about Windows 10. The post-May 20th grid is invented. The activation change is real. This video covers the one that matters. This is the second time this channel has used a viral misinformation title to deliver accurate information about what is actually happening. And the structure is the same as the May 20th lockdown video. The title reflects what people are searching for. The cold open debunks the fiction in the first 20 seconds, and the rest of the video covers the real story that the misinformation was obscuring. The real story is significant enough to justify the approach. Microsoft's removal of offline Windows activation is a policy change that affects every person who reinstalls Windows, every IT administrator who manages Windows deployments, every developer who maintains isolated testing environments, every user who changes their hardware configuration significantly enough to trigger a reactivation requirement. It has received a fraction of the coverage it deserves because it was implemented quietly during a period when every technology journalist was focused on the Windows 10 end-of-support deadline. The honest scope of this video, the activation change is real, documented, and consequential. The downstream implications, for users who do not want a Microsoft account tied to their operating system license, for users in environments where internet connectivity during activation is impossible or inadvisable, for users whose data privacy concerns extend to the licensing layer of their operating system, are real. The Linux connection at the end of this video is not manufactured. The activation change is the most concrete and immediate illustration yet of the trajectory Microsoft is following with Windows as a controlled, account-linked service rather than a licensed product you own. In December 2025, reports began appearing across technology forums. Windows users attempting phone activation, the decades-old process of calling a Microsoft phone number to activate Windows with a product key without internet access, were receiving an automated message. Support for product activation has moved online. For the fastest and most convenient way to activate your product, please visit our online product activation portal at aka MSAOH. TechRadar investigated and confirmed the change in December 2025. Microsoft seems to have quietly removed its phone-based offline Windows activation option, which means that internet access is now effectively required for any users to activate Windows, including a Microsoft account. Cybernews separately confirmed that the phone line continues to relay that same automated message. The documentation tells a contradictory story. One support page indicates that phone activation is still possible for Windows 11, Windows 10, Windows 8, 1, and Windows 7. The actual phone line delivers a message directing users to the internet. The support documentation has not been updated to reflect the change. This is the pattern of a policy change being rolled out while the paper trail catches up. The same pattern this channel has seen with Windows Update changes that do not appear in the known issues documentation, until community reports have been circulating for days. The offline activation removal is the product of a broader structural shift that was implemented officially in early January 2026. Microsoft has officially discontinued the long-standing methods for activating Windows 10 and 11 without an internet connection. This affects multiple categories of users in specific and concrete ways. Reinstallations and hardware changes. For existing, already activated systems, functionality remains, but any reinstallation or hardware change could necessitate a fresh activation, pushing them into the new online-only paradigm. A user who upgrades their motherboard, the hardware change most likely to trigger a Windows reactivation requirement, now requires an internet connection and, in many configurations, a Microsoft account to reactivate their existing Windows license. Isolated development environments. Developers who rely on completely isolated virtual machines or physical hardware for sensitive projects, blockchain development, cybersecurity research, critical infrastructure software, now face a new challenge. The initial setup and activation phase demands a temporary internet connection, introducing a potential attack surface or compliance concern even if the connection is brief. Enterprise and volume licensing. While enterprise agreements often have more robust activation servers using KMS or MAK keys, even these systems often relied on a hybrid approach or eventually validated against Microsoft's online services. The offline activation removal changes the fallback architecture for enterprise deployments in ways that IT administrators are actively working through. The Microsoft account direction, the shift reinforces Microsoft's push toward account-linked and internet-dependent licensing. The natural end state of this trajectory, not confirmed, not officially announced, but visible in the direction, is Windows activation permanently tied to a Microsoft account, making the operating system license a service relationship rather than a property relationship. You would not own a Windows license. You would have a relationship with Microsoft that includes access to Windows, contingent on maintaining that relationship. Understanding why the post-May 20th grid narrative emerged requires no special knowledge of conspiracy theory dynamics, just an accurate reading of the information environment Windows users have been living in. A user who experienced a strange behavior on their Windows machine after May 20th, 2026, a behavior that might be connected to the May KB508-9549 update that is failing to install on certain machines, or to the secure boot certificate rotation that began flagging yellow advisory banners in Windows Security in mid-May, or simply to the ongoing Patch Tuesday quality issues documented on this channel, searched for explanations. They found other users experiencing similar strange behaviors. Someone in a forum coined a phrase, post-May 20th grid, that gave the collection of unrelated behaviors a single name that implied a coordinated secret Microsoft action. That is how conspiracy terminology works in technology communities. Real frustrations, real anomalies, real unexplained behaviors get organized under a fabricated umbrella term that implies intentionality and coordination. The term post-May 20th grid spread because it gave frustrated Windows users a vocabulary for something they were genuinely experiencing. Windows behaving strangely, Windows making changes without explanation, Windows activating new restrictions they had not agreed to. The behaviors they were attributing to the grid are real. The grid is not. The activation change is real. The secure boot certificate rotation is real. The May KB 508-9549 installation failure on certain machines is real. The yellow advisory banner in Windows Security is real. None of them constitute a coordinated secret grid. They are the predictable output of a company making significant system-level changes to a product used by 1 billion people, doing so without adequate communication, and producing the confusion that inadequate communication always produces. This channel will always cover the real story. The real story in this case is more significant than the invented one. The offline activation removal is not an isolated policy change. It is a data point in a trajectory that is visible across multiple Microsoft decisions, and understanding the trajectory is more useful than reacting to any individual change. The trajectory. Windows is moving from a licensed software product, something you pay for once, own a license to, and use on hardware you control, toward a service relationship, something you access through an account, whose terms Microsoft controls, whose activation requires Microsoft's servers to function, and whose continuation depends on maintaining the relationship Microsoft defines. The points on that trajectory, in chronological order: Windows 10, 2015, introduced mandatory Microsoft account for certain features, made local account setup deliberately harder through the installation interface. Free upgrade from Windows 7 and 8 was offered in exchange for adopting the new account-linked model. Windows 11, 2021, made Microsoft account mandatory during consumer installation through the standard installer. Local account creation requires workarounds that Microsoft has progressively closed at various points, including specific keyboard shortcuts, network disconnection during setup, and command line tools that bypass the account requirement. The TPM2 IR0 requirement created a hardware dependency that required users to maintain a relationship with hardware meeting Microsoft's current specifications. Offline activation removal, December 2025, January 2026, eliminated the last activation path that did not require internet connectivity. Any activation, new installation, hardware change, reinstallation, now requires an internet connection. The product key you own is now validated only through Microsoft's servers. The logical next step: if activation requires an internet connection and a visit to Microsoft's activation servers, the incremental distance between internet-connected activation and account-linked activation, where the license is tied to a Microsoft account rather than a hardware fingerprint, is small. Microsoft has already implemented the account-linked license model in some configurations. The offline activation removal eliminates the one fallback that made hardware-bound licenses independent of the account relationship. For users who care about this trajectory, the practical implications are specific. You do not own your Windows installation in the same sense you owned your Windows XP installation in 2002. In 2002, you had a product key on a sticker. The software ran from a CD. Microsoft servers were not involved in any ongoing way. In 2026, your Windows installation is activated against Microsoft servers, linked to or linkable to a Microsoft account, and subject to policy changes that Microsoft implements without requiring your consent. The recent agreement change about relying on Windows was that Microsoft can change the terms under which your existing activation is valid. This is the grid, not a secret Microsoft operation activated on May 20th, but the systematic architecture of dependency that has been built into Windows across a decade of product decisions, each individually defensible, collectively constructing a situation where using Windows requires a continuous relationship with Microsoft, rather than a one-time purchase of a product. The offline activation removal is more immediately consequential for enterprise users and developers than for home users, and the enterprise and developer community is the population that typically notices these changes first and loudest. For enterprise IT administrators, volume licensing through KMS and MAK keys remains functional, but the architecture that allowed completely offline activation for new deployments is changed. Organizations with air-gapped networks deliberately isolated from the internet for security reasons, common in defense, critical infrastructure, financial regulation, and healthcare, face specific challenges. Activating Windows on a machine that is not allowed to connect to the internet, even temporarily, requires documentation of the exception, evaluation of the security risk, and potentially a hardware or infrastructure change that was not budgeted. For developers, isolated virtual machine environments for security research, penetration testing, and sensitive application development relied on the ability to run Windows without internet connectivity. The activation phase now requires at minimum a temporary internet connection before the machine can be isolated. For some security models, particularly those where any internet-connected phase represents an unacceptable exposure, this is not a minor inconvenience, but a genuine compliance problem. For home users who reinstall Windows, the overwhelming majority of home users who reinstall Windows connect to the internet during setup, have a Microsoft account, and are not materially affected by the offline activation removal for routine reinstallations. The impact appears when hardware changes, particularly motherboard replacement, trigger a reactivation that requires calling Microsoft's activation line, which now redirects to an online portal. Home users who have experienced the activation process after a hardware change know that the phone activation path existed precisely for cases where the online activation rejected a legitimate license after hardware changes. That path is gone. The offline activation removal is a policy change that is done. It is not reversible through user action, through settings changes, or through workarounds that this channel is going to document, because those workarounds exist in legally gray or legally clearly problematic territory that this channel does not cover. What this section covers is the legitimate response options for users for whom the activation change matters. For home users with an active Windows installation, your current activation is not affected. Microsoft's policy is that existing activated systems remain functional. The change affects new activations, reinstallations, and activations following significant hardware changes. If your machine is currently running and activated, nothing changes today. For home users planning a hardware upgrade, if you plan to upgrade your motherboard, the hardware change most likely to trigger reactivation, ensure your Windows license is tied to a Microsoft account before the upgrade. A license tied to a Microsoft account can be reactivated after a hardware change through the account settings rather than requiring phone support. Open settings, then update in security, then activation, and if the option is available, link your activation to your Microsoft account. This does not prevent reactivation from being needed after a hardware change. It makes the reactivation process easier to complete online. For IT administrators, Microsoft's volume licensing activation through KMS and MAK keys remains the correct architecture for enterprise deployments. The offline activation removal primarily affects retail and OEM license activation, not volume license activation through properly configured KMS infrastructure. Review your KMS server configuration and ensure it is current before any planned Windows deployments in environments with limited internet connectivity. For developers with isolated environments, document the activation window as a phase with specific, limited internet exposure rather than ongoing connectivity. The security risk of a temporary internet connection for activation is different in character from ongoing internet-connected operation. For environments where any internet exposure is unacceptable, evaluate whether the Linux toolchain for the specific development work is a viable alternative. WSL2 on a Linux host provides the Windows environment for cross-platform testing without requiring Windows activation on the machine used for the isolation requiring work. For anyone for whom this change is the final straw, the live USB is still 10 minutes. Zorin OS 18. 1 does not require activation. Linux Mint 22. 3 does not require activation. No Linux distribution checks your hardware fingerprint against a Microsoft server. No Linux distribution requires a Microsoft account. The software runs on the hardware you install it on unconditionally because you have a license that is not contingent on maintaining a relationship with the organization that made it. The post-May 20th grid does not exist. There's no secret Microsoft activation program running on your machine today that was not running yesterday. The term was invented, spread because frustrated Windows users recognize their frustrations in it, and will be forgotten in 2 weeks when the next viral Windows conspiracy term appears. What does exist? Microsoft quietly removed offline Windows activation in December 2025, eliminating the phone activation path that had been available since Windows XP, making internet connectivity now effectively required for any new activation. The change was implemented without announcement, without updated documentation, without any official acknowledgement until the community investigation forced the issue into technology coverage. That change is part of a documented trajectory. Microsoft account mandatory for consumer installation, TPM2. 0 required for Windows 11, offline activation removed. The logical next step being account-linked activation, where your license is a service relationship rather than a property right. That is moving in one direction and has been moving in that direction for a decade. This channel will cover every real Microsoft change as it happens. It will not cover fabricated viral terms that substitute invented vocabulary for accurate analysis. The trade it is making is less viral, more useful. The audience that the channel is building is the one that comes for accurate information, not for confirmation of fears that may not be grounded in anything real. Subscribe to Hardware Brief for the weekly Windows policy tracker. Every undisclosed Microsoft change that affects how your operating system works, with the documented evidence, the practical impact, and the specific steps to either adapt or evaluate the alternatives. The grid is fake. The activation change is real. There will be more real changes. This channel will cover them.